Welcome back again, everybody. This is Nicole from Wildflower Valley Farm. It's been just a couple of days since I moved the older chicks to the brooder that's outside in this shed. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update on how they're doing. It looks like they may get to go outside sooner than I had anticipated, which would be wonderful for them and for me. That's less cage cleaning that I have to do and more sunshine that they get to enjoy. We have an escapee. After moving the older chicks to the other brooder outside a couple of days ago, I cleaned out this box so that I could put the younger chicks in here. They're only a week younger, but they are younger. And someone escaped today. When they get this big, I normally keep some wire on top to keep them from climbing out. But I failed to do that this morning. So I'm going to have to catch this little booger and put her away. That should keep them from escaping. They're already doing very well without any light at all, not even at night. They are in my fully enclosed back porch, but this slash sunroom, but this room is not insulated, so it gets almost as chilly out here as it does outside. Not quite. It won't get below freezing in here because I do keep space heaters going if it's that cold, but it hasn't been that cold the last few days. If it gets to be, say, 35 outside, it probably is 40 in here. So, but they seem to be doing very well. In another probably 2 weeks, maybe less, they should be ready to go outside with the older ones. Since moving these guys to this brooder just a couple of days ago, they have grown even more feathers than they had when I moved them out here. And I know some of them, like this one, may not look like it, but from what I understand, the Cornish rocks don't always fully feather out anyway. They put so much energy into growing meat that they don't always put enough energy into growing feathers. So even though some of them, like this little one here, will almost completely feather out, there may be some, like this one and the one behind it, that just don't. Kind of makes them look very odd, but from what I understand, that's normal for the breed. Unfortunately, my hope that the hay would be a better bedding material short term was not true. As you can see, this bedding is awful after only 2 days, so I'm going to have to switch this out. But at least they do have more space. And with the weather predictions that I'm seeing on our 10-day forecast, I actually think I'm going to be able to move these guys out a little sooner than I had anticipated. So that will help too. I need to get a tarp that I can cover their cage with so they will be sure to be kept from the wind and rain if it does rain or storm or anything like that once they're outside. But I'm hoping to be able to move them within the next day or two, actually. I think they will be fine. This light that I have on them currently is just so that they're not completely in the dark. This shed they're in, the windows are not large enough to let in enough light during the day. So I'm keeping the light on so they have light during the day instead of, like I said, being totally in the dark. But they really don't seem to need it temperature-wise. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to try to move them outside in the next day or two. Just as soon as I get that cage that I've been putting them in where they're able to scratch around in the grass, I have only been putting them in it on pretty sunny days when I'm outside to supervise and they don't need that much protection. But since they're going to be living in it permanently until they are large enough to put into the electric poultry netting, they are going to need a lot more protection than just the wire. So I'll have to get a covering for that. And since it's evening, I'm going to go ahead and turn this light off for the night. And I'll come back out in the morning and turn it back on for them. There is an overhead light in this shed. But of course I don't leave it on at night either. I think starting tomorrow I'm only going to turn the overhead light on for them rather than having the light on them directly. Just to kind of help them adjust even more to being outside. And I have found in my experience in the past that if you don't keep them too warm for too long, chicks will actually grow their feathers out faster. So by turning this light off completely during the day and just using the overhead light, some of these chicks that are still half naked may put some more feathers out in the next day or two, which would be super helpful. So that is all that I have for today's video. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below because that lets us know that you want to see more from our channel. And don't forget to look in the description down below for links to all of our social media accounts as well. Thanks for watching.